Hello, everyone. I'm Jefferson Shreve. I have the honor of representing this part of our state in the U.S. Congress. I have the honor of representing all of you in our U.S. Congress. Thank you to Elisa Vani and to everyone with the Burmese American Community Center for this invitation. It's an honor to join you as your guest. It's fitting that we do it here on the south side of Indianapolis. This part of our city knows work, it knows family, it knows faith, and it knows what it means to welcome people who are ready to build a life. And that's what you've done. That's what all of you have done. Union Day marks a choice of unity over division. The Panglong Agreement, signed 79 years ago, as Elisa just noted, pointed toward a federal union, a country where different communities could stand together. And it honors in part General Aung San, who carried that hope. That word, unity, has real meaning here. In Indianapolis, on the south side of Indianapolis, and in our country. Not with speeches from congressmen, not from politicians, but with daily life, with kids in schools, with families at churches such as this, with neighbors, helping neighbors, and with work. Indianapolis is home to, as Elisa just noted, the largest Burmese community in America. Tens of thousands of Burmese Hoosiers. Many of you came here because of or after persecution, religious persecution, after violence, after repression. You came here looking for safety. You came here looking for a future. And when you got here, you got to work. You built the families. You built your faith communities. You've built organizations. You've built businesses. You've strengthened our city. This is the city I was born in. It is a city that so many of the young people in this audience were born in. We are fellow native children of this city, of this community, of this state. I'm still learning this job as your representative in the United States Congress, and I won't pretend that I've lived the life that you have lived and are living. But I can promise you this. I can promise you this authentically. I will listen as I have to this point. I will show up as I have time and again here, and I will carry your concerns. I'll carry your concerns clearly and directly. When you need a voice in Washington, D.C., you have one. You have a voice on the south side of Indianapolis in Washington, D.C. I want to acknowledge something that I'm hearing because it's real, and I hear it clearly, even though the message isn't always clear and it's not always accurate, but I'm hearing this. And even though this community has not been targeted, but there is great anxiety over immigration and custom enforcement action. There's great anxiety over ICE. And there's worry about temporary protective status. I hear you. I hear the message. I understand the confusion. I understand the uncertainty. I understand the anxiety. TPS is lawful. You're registered. You followed the rules. You renewed. You worked. You built stable lives here on the south side. And then the rules started to feel like they might change overnight. Our Department of Homeland Security, our federal Department of Homeland Security, announced it would end Burma's TPS on January 26th. I get it. I understand how frightening that proposition must have seemed. Our federal courts have ordered that the termination of that order be delayed. while the case moves forward. America is an advanced democracy. We've got checks and balances. And everything must move through in regular order. So families may feel stuck in the middle. That's not good, that's not right. You're trying to do everything right while the ground feels unsteady. That uncertainty is not abstract, you're living it. It affects your work, your housing, your driving, going to church, school, kids. I am here to stand before you to say that I hear you. I hear you. America is a nation of laws. We enforce them. And we do it with fairness. We do it with fairness and due process. We focus on dangerous criminals, not peaceful families who are working, raising kids, and living responsibly. And that is the Burmese community in our city. And no one should be afraid to report a crime. No one should be afraid to go to church or to take a child to school. If you're stuck in federal paperwork, if you're challenged to figure out how to navigate the system, our office, my office, can help you get answers, and we have been and will continue doing that with vigor. We can press agencies for answers. We can press agencies for information. We can push for timely decisions within the bounds of the law. And that's an important part of my job. You hired me. You hired me to do that job. It's an important part of my job. And one more cautionary warning for everyone in the audience. The uncertainty that exists today attracts predators. Scammers are impersonating immigration officials. They threaten people. They demand money. This is not how legitimate agencies operate. Be careful. If someone threatens you and demands a payment, hang up. Verify it through official channels. Our office will be happy to help with that. Overseas, I'm working with my colleagues in the U.S. Congress on the House Foreign Affairs Committee, where I serve on the South Central Asia Subcommittee. Burma, Myanmar, falls within the jurisdiction of the subcommittee that I serve on as I work for you on the House Foreign Affairs Committee. I'm working with my friend now and representative up in Michigan, Bill Huizenga, who founded the Burma caucus that I joined the day I was sworn into Congress. Our goal is pretty darn simple. Stand with the Burmese people. Bill represents a community with a large Burmese population, just as I represent a community with a large Burmese community. We aim to keep the pressure on the military junta and to make sure that your voices are heard in our Congress. It's our Congress. This past Tuesday, your House of Representatives passed the Brave Burma Act. We've been working on that for a long time. You've been working on that for a long time. The House of Representatives passed that act. It strengthens our ability to cut off the junta's revenue. At the end of the day, it's all about the checkbook, the wallet. This bill aims to cut off their revenue stream. It tightens accountability. It's a concrete step. It's not the final step, but it's a real one. It's a real piece of progress. I'm also focused on another threat tied to the region: international scam syndicates. They steal from Americans, whether Americans have been here for 200 years or 20 years. They target our seniors, they drain savings, they exploit vulnerable people, including the Burmese, both here, who may be victims of scams, as well as family and friends back in Myanmar and other parts of Southeast Asia, where vulnerable people are exploited and locked into service, into jobs, at threat of losing their passports. It is human trafficking, and it is a crime with many victims on both sides of our globe. I'm working to fight that. My first bill, the Dismantle Foreign Scams Syndicate Act, passed unanimously out of the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Not many things passed unanimously in this narrowly divided Congress, but my colleagues, Democrats, Republicans, they share in this conviction that we've got to fix this, we've got to turn this around. That vote passed unanimously and now goes to the House floor. It's practical, it's tangible, and it goes after the networks where it hurts. Coordinated enforcement, an all-of-government approach to turning the tide on this all too fast-growing crime. Coordination, enforcement, tying off the money, repatriating it, turning it back to the victims. Union Day is not just history. It's not just looking back on 79 years. It's a reminder that unity has to be built and that work never ends. We are building it. We'll continue forward. I look forward to returning next year for the 80th and to progress, to reporting back on progress on some of these things I've just shared with you that I am working on behalf of our community here and will continue to vigorously over the year ahead, carefully, patiently, and with purpose. If you want to see what progress looks like, let's look around here on the south side of Indianapolis. Different backgrounds, different languages, different stories. Our community, one community. Elisha, I thank you for welcoming me. I thank all of you for welcoming me, as you have time and again when I've come into the community, for strengthening our city, for strengthening our community, and for the trust you've placed in me to be your voice in Washington. I'll keep working hard to earn that trust, one decision at a time. Thank you, everyone, very much.